weekdays noon to 2, right here on 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. No win for your Milwaukee Brewers to begin their West Coast trip last night, though, as they fell 3-0 in San Francisco. Brewers starter Brandon Sproat went 6 innings, giving up 3 earned runs and 6 hits with 5 strikeouts. He also picked off a pair of runners at first base, but the Brewers only mustering 3 hits in the game. Lackluster performance, and according to Todd Rosiak of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, manager Pat Murphy said he didn't want to make any excuses for the team's performance last night, but he did mention that the Brewers sat on the runway in Milwaukee for 5 hours on Sunday night due to issues with their charter plane that led to a very late arrival in San Fran. Obviously not ideal when you're also traveling 2 time zones for the team. That late night series continues tonight, though, with first pitch once again scheduled for 8:45 p.m. Central Time, and Logan Henderson will start for Milwaukee. Tune into that game right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. And we're 6 days away from the MLB trade deadline on Monday, so will the Brewers go all in for one of the big names on the market? ESPN's crew of MLB experts gave their best trade proposals. Go check it out over at ESPN.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or MetroKiaofMadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Tuesday edition. The You Wanted More Jesse Nelson, You're Getting It edition. I don't know who you are, but you wanted it, and you got it edition. My understanding is this guy has abandoned his on-air producing duties for a different role, but lo and behold, it's a Rye Guy Day as Ryan Wollersheim returns to the fold edition.
You can tell Jason really missed last week, Jesse, when he doesn't realize I produced 3 days of the show.
He's produced this show more than I have in the last 3 weeks, Jason.
It's a low bar.
True.
By the way, Packers training camp starts tomorrow after the shareholders meeting yesterday edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the amazing ESPN Wisconsin app, which is free, which is fully customizable, and which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I am Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is the aforementioned Rye Guy, Ryan Wollersheim. We are your Wilde and Tausch crew for today as the Tausch summer sabbatical rolls on. Jesse, good morning. I'm thrilled to see you in the first mate's chair for a second consecutive day.
I believe you when you say that, Jason. Good morning. I have two things I would like to run by you before we dive into heavy Packers the rest of the show, because it is training camp eve, and I know we want to do a lot of that today. Jason, Ryan, who's your favorite Sesame Street character?
Jason
Whatever
first.
prompted that question?
I'll tell you in a minute. Just who's your favorite Sesame Street character? Say it when you got it.
I have a very clear number one because it is the one name that I just learned as the show started today based off Jason Wilde's hat, which would be Ernie.
He's so your favorite that you needed me to tell you his name?
I mean, he's one of one, Jason. He's the only one I know, so therefore he's my favorite. He's my least favorite. He's the outlier of the group. He's Ernie. I mean, how can he not be the favorite?
Okay, so I didn't even realize Jason is wearing an Ernie hat when I asked
That's
this
why
question.
I'm blown away by this.
This
right
is
now.
wild. Okay, Jason, who's your favorite Sesame Street character? If you need to do power rankings, it's Tuesday. We can do that too.
Yeah, I could definitely do power rankings. It was very important to my formative years, them and Mr. Rogers. But even though my new hat, which I'm very excited about, there's a brand called Overlord, and I feel like, given how much Tausch and I wear hats on this show, there is a natural opportunity for a partnership. But
it's a great hat.
The character that I identify most with is Grover. He's got a lot of anxiety. He's kind of nervous. He certainly makes his share of mistakes as Super Grover. So I'm a Grover guy. I am blown away right now that this has nothing to do with the hat I'm wearing.
Not at all.
I can't understand how on earth we had two Sesame Street related references occurring completely independent of each other. So please, the floor is yours.
Major red flag watching the Brewers game last night. They're out in San Francisco. It's my favorite time, 8:45 weeknight first pitches. I love West Coast games because I like staying up a little bit later, and Becca goes to sleep with the dog, and I just get to chill, and I get to do some work and watch the game. I love it. So I'm watching the Brewers game last night. Apparently their flight was delayed 5 hours getting out of Wisconsin to go west, so they had a clunker last night. They lost 3-0. It was a miserable game. It was over in like 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was over by like 11:05. But in the middle of the game, they have Sesame Street Day coming up at American Family Field. And Jeff Levering, while they're doing the radio, he asked Vinny Rottino, who was doing color commentary for this road trip. He goes, Vinny, who's your favorite Sesame Street character? And Vinny Rottino didn't have an answer. He couldn't come up with one. He needed the commercial break to Google Sesame Street characters to then come up with Snuffleupagus after the commercial break, which of all the ones you're going to come up with, Snuffleupagus, I mean, it's not a bad answer, but not even a top 3 power ranking Sesame Street characters, if you're asking me. He's made up. He doesn't even exist in the world of Sesame Street. So major red flag for Vinny Rottino on the Brewers TV broadcast last night, not being able to rattle off one Sesame Street. Big Bird, Elmo, Cookie Monster, these are staples of Americana. You don't need to have kids. You don't need to have watched the show as a child to be able to rattle off one of those 3 iconic Sesame Street characters. Not to mention Bert and Ernie and all the other Oscar the Grouch icons. What are we doing, Vinny? Terrible last night on Brewers TV.
I can't believe Vinny Rottino couldn't remember Elmo.
So I needed
It hurts my feelings.
That's not a bad Elmo. I needed to make sure. I walked into the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison here today, and I did a quick survey of the office. There were 3 or 4 people there. I said, hey, who's your favorite Sesame Street character? Everybody had one right away. You guys just had to make sure we could do that right away to make sure that I wasn't misjudging Vinny Rottino's, I don't know what we call this, lack of connectivity to American society by not being able to name one Sesame Street character without needing a commercial break to Google it. I mean, maybe they were off because of the flight being delayed out to San Francisco. I'll give Vinny the benefit of the doubt on that, but woo! Rough one in like the 3rd or 4th inning last night, not being able to name a single Sesame Street character. Wow.
I'm going to reach out to Vinny Rottino, not right now because it's still pretty early since he called a game last night. By the way, Vinny, for all the criticism he's getting thrown his way by us this morning, really good.
He is. He's great.
He's great and a great dude. But yeah, that is a little surprising. Although we have evidence right here on our own show with a guy who that's a great. This is what Rye Guy says to me as I come on camera to start the show. Oh my God, that's a great ad. Who is that guy?
I mean, I'm learning something every day. You learn something new every day. Listen to Wilde and Tausch, guys. This is why this makes show so great. Yeah, I'll be honest. I knew it was a Sesame Street character. I clocked that immediately. But
Congrats,
I couldn't have told you for the life of me who it was. I could name off the top of my head the three main ones that Jesse named: Cookie Monster, Elmo, Oscar the Grouch. Like those are the icons.
And Big Bird. That's the
Big Bird.
Though that's the Mount Rushmore of Sesame Street characters, right? We all agree those are the four.
Those are the four I can name, so yes.
And that's tier 1, and then tier 2 is Bert and Ernie, Snuffleupagus. He might even be tier 3. Grover's probably tier 2.
Is this how you started doing this with your friends? You were like power rankings?
Well, no, the tiering the friends,
Street characters,
tiering the
and then
friends
it just
all
expanded out to your actual friends.
Everyone actually does it their entire lives, but it really becomes evident when you're inviting people to your wedding. That's when you really start to know what tier your friends are on.
Fair.
But tier 1 is by far Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch, Cookie Monster, Elmo. Tier 2, Bert and Ernie, Grover. And then I'm not sure.
What about the Count? Where do we put that?
Yeah, he's a tier 2. He's a tier 2. Yeah, tier 2. My request, and I texted Jeff Levering this morning, my request is by the time they get to Anaheim later this week, that Vinny Rottino is singing C is for Cookie when they're doing the Sesame Street Day.
C is for Cookie is good enough for me.
You could do the entire show. Like a one-man show. Jason Wilde live on stage doing Sesame Street. This is amazing.
I believe we still have Cookie Monster, Elmo, and we have one other one. Who else do we have up in our attic for children's parties that I dressed up for? I will just say this. And this is not political. I got a note from someone saying I was too political recently, because I don't like the current status of Twitter, apparently.
You haven't even been on the show for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
true.
What
do you mean?
That's very fair. That was also another surprise. But public broadcasting's really important. What we do, I like to think it matters. I appreciate everyone who watches and listens, but you're listening right now in real time to a bunch of some older than others dudes talking about their favorite Sesame Street characters. And that had an impact on millions upon millions of kids growing up. And so I understand that this is a rail that some people don't want me to touch, but let's make sure if the government's not going to fully fund them, make an occasional donation to your local PBS affiliate. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Jesse, what was the other thing you wanted to get to?
Is Kermit the Frog a Sesame Street
He's a controversial
character?
figure because he's both.
No, you can't.
He's on Sesame Street, right? He's the eyewitness news anchor with the hat and the trench coat and the microphone, like Bob Barker reporting the news.
We've got a situation here at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios.
Okay,
you really can do the entire cast. This is amazing.
But he also, hey, you want to clip something? Put together a montage of my voices. He also is obviously the star of the Muppet Show, the host of the program. So again, a lot of Jim Henson crossover there.
But like Big Bird doesn't go on the Muppet Show.
No, you're right.
So why does Kermit
unique.
get special privilege to go be the news guy on Sesame Street while he's also the lead, guy on the Muppet Show? Like that Miss Piggy doesn't show up on Sesame Street, does she?
I feel like he's just at another level. When Law and Order or FBI, or I don't know what these other NCIS, they all do these crossover episodes. Like, he's the guy that could do both. He's Omar Zadan or whatever his name is. Like, he pulls them together. He can do both.
Stabler. Kermit the Frog is Stabler in the Law and Order universe.
Well done. All right, so that has been the Sesame Street portion of the program.
That was really bothering me when I went to bed last night that Vinny Rottino couldn't name a Sesame Street character on Brewers TV. That was rough.
I got to tell you, Jesse, for a bunch of guys who usually rely on Tausch to deliver the unexpected, or I got the open. That was a pretty good starting point, and the fact that I was wearing this hat being completely unrelated to it, I'm still mind-boggled by that. All right, what do you got for your number 2 item?
So I'm in a legal battle.
What? Do I need to get David Gruber on the phone?
No, because I think I'm in the wrong.
Oh, dear.
UW Transportation Services doesn't mess around.
The tickets.
Yeah, they. So when I went to school at Bradley University, we you get parking tickets on college campuses. That's what happens. And when I graduated from Bradley, I went back as an alum. And I got a parking ticket for parking in my fraternity's lot. It was like campus property. It was like a $20 ticket. And my friend Corey, Tier 1, said, don't pay it. I said, what do you mean don't pay it? Like, you can't just not pay it. So he's like, yeah, it's just campus like security. Like, there's nothing they can do about it. Like, you're not a student. They can't keep you from graduating. They can't withhold you from buying more textbooks. There's nothing you can do about it. Just don't worry about the ticket. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. I ended up paying mine, but he said he got like 3 or 4 of them after he had graduated, never paid them, and no ramifications ever came of it. So flash forward to a couple of weeks ago. Old T drags me over to an event that we're going to be telling you all about the UW Credit Union games coming up here pretty soon on Wilde and Tausch. This was a really fun day. I got to be the referee.
Have you told them about your outfit yet?
Well,
no.
Behind the scenes footage has been leaked, but I was the official. We needed a resident official for the UW Credit Union games, and Tausch volunteered me to do that. So we went over to the UW Fieldhouse, and we filmed these games, which we're going to be, we're going to unveil these throughout the course of Wilde and Tausch. It's part of our 10th anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels, the summer-long celebration continuing, featuring UW athletes competing in competitions hosted by Tausch, with me as the referee. It's great.
Okay. I like where this is going already.
So apparently I received a parking violation for parking in the lot that I was in when we were at the UW Credit Union games filming. And then I received a letter in the mail that there was a late notice with subject to license suspension. And it just turns out, like, the Bradley ticket we got away with just fine, no ramifications for my buddy Corey. The University of Wisconsin, there's a long story about how I wasn't exactly sure about the ticket to begin with, and then I get a notice in the mail that there's an extra late fee affiliated with it, but they're threatening license suspension. And it turns out I just got a letter as I sat down here in the Everlight Solar Studio this morning. I got my email with the ruling on my citation, and it's being upheld. So they are not...
They never don't uphold it. I have done the same thing.
Yeah.
And they decide in like a matter of seconds. I got one of these outside the Kohl Center where it expired literally as I was walking to the car.
It's tough.
And the guy still wrote me up, and then I appealed it, and it was upheld. I got the alert on my phone like 4 minutes after I'd sent it in. They do. You're 1,000% right. They do not mess around, and don't bother throwing yourself on the mercy of the court. I suggest you pay that.
Yeah.
Before it gets to be even more.
Well, now it's upheld, and so we'll be paying that off. But the UW Transportation Services is no joke, especially compared to my previous experience, based on the narrative example of my friend at Bradley's campus, where they say, "Oh, college police isn't even real police. You don't have to pay your tickets. It doesn't really matter. It's just a parking ticket." Turns out it's a real ticket. So, hand up. We got that taken care of. Thank you, UW Transportation Services. So just public service announcement for those who may think, like me, based on the narratives of others, that you don't really have to pay that. It's just a college ticket. It doesn't really count as long as you're not a student. Turns out it counts. Thank you very much.
Gruber Law Offices. One call will not help you when it comes to the UW parking police.
This one is done.
So if you don't mind me asking, what was the original ticket charge,
$40,
and what has it now become?
$40 up to $50 with the late fee.
Ooh, $10. That's like a burrito. That's like a sandwich at Cousins. Like,
I mean, $50, I might not be able to drive myself up to Green Bay and back tomorrow, Jason, for the start of training camp. That's a tank of gas.
So put in for gas, and maybe you'll be able to pay a little bit of that ticket. All right, this has been very Tausch-like, a very Tausch-like start to the show. All we're missing is a good analogy. But we continue without our fearless leader, who will return at a date to be determined from his summer sabbatical. In the meantime, we still have him recorded. We still can hear the dulcet tones of one Mark Tauscher when he tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, which he will do now. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. While you're shopping for new windows and doors, should never include haggling. Pella sticks to straightforward pricing and honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife, Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter, Eleanor, has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit everlightroofing.com to get started today. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust here, joined now by David Malukas, the driver of the number 12 Penske Chevrolet, as we are getting ready for Road America. David, so happy to have you. What was the thing that when you went to Road America that you loved most?
The cheese curds, you know. The cheese curds are good. But no, honestly, it's just whatever the track brings, there's so much to it, right? You can be there for the races, or, you know, if you have younger kids and they get bored and they want to go play, there's so many different things going on. I mean, it's almost like a whole different festival of itself. I mean, you could go zip lining, you could see all these different things, and the track viewing perspective, the track is so massive, you can literally explore all these different areas and go to the camping grounds. So many different things going on. I remember pretty much every single year now that I've gone, I can go into the camping grounds, and there's always the crew of people just doing these different games, having a good time. So for me, it's one of the favorite blends of, okay, I'm here for a professional racetrack, but at the same time, I'm just having a good time with some good people here in the Midwest.
For all things Road America, you know where to go. It's roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
When your car needs care, trust the team that treats it like their own. Conant Automotive in Stoughton. From oil changes and brakes to engine diagnostics and major repairs, their ASE certified technicians deliver honest, reliable service you can count on. Plus, they offer loaner vehicles and convenient after-hours drop-off to fit your schedule. Serving the Stoughton area since 2006, trust the local brand that's built a reputation for dependable auto repair. Visit Conant Automotive on Highway 51 in Stoughton or learn more at ConantAuto.com.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
It's a big year for Luke Fickell.
There's a heightened awareness as we roll into fall camp. That first game in particular is something we've got to be incredibly ready for.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
All day, every day, the Carbliss Talk and Text Line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbliss Talk and Text Line. This is more.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the San Francisco Giants.
Terang into right center. It's back. All the way back and gone for Bryce.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Tausch, Jesse, and Ryan Wollersheim in with us today. We've got a cavalcade of stars throughout the next week and a half. And we've got Jesse today again, and tomorrow, as the Packers kick off training camp. So you're coming up for training camp, but you're not like going to practice. You're going to hang out at the Tundra Trio, the mobile Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Are we feeding you? Because usually that's a key component to you traveling.
Well, usually that's a pretty significant factor. I'll have to check the fridges, see what we got stocked up there in Green Bay. No, it's always fun being on site. I've been doing this with you and Tausch since, 2019, making the trip up for the start of Packers training camp, and even through the COVID season and all the Rodgers drama over the years. It always just feels like a really fun first day of school, excitement, opening day of Packers training camp. It's fun being around the atmosphere, the buzz, all the fans that make the trip from around the greater Green Bay area, some from all around the state and beyond. They come in, they watch practice, they go do a stadium tour, go to the pro shop. It just is a really fun day to be a Green Bay Packers fan on the first day of training camp. So I'm excited to be back up there across the street from where practice is taking place and joining you in all the festivities for opening day of Packers training camp 2026.
So practice kicks off at 10:30 a.m. It is open to fans, which is not the case with the offseason program. Goody scheduled to speak at 9:20. Matt LaFleur at 9:50, so we will hear from both of them tomorrow morning, and then obviously the practice will begin at 10:30. If you are excited because you're going to see, pads crashing and a lot of 11-on-11 and competitive periods, that's not what this will be. There's a ramping up period. This ain't the olden days when Tausch was playing. Gets there as a rookie 7th-round pick, and it's double days for 4 straight days in pads. That is not the case. That is a long ago gone era. But they will practice tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Mandatory day off on Saturday. And then I think Sunday will be the first padded practice. We'll have to ask, but we really get into it starting on Sunday. And then next week, we'll get to family night. There'll be all kinds of festivities with that. So it goes by quickly. I say this every year, but early in my career, there were 51 practices that were open to fans, including the special teams only ones. Now I think there's 13. So if you want to see the Packers in person and be a Railbird, take advantage early, because you won't be able to do it often, based on the way the rules are nowadays.
What's been the story of the offseason, Jason? Now that we've reached the end here, it's training camp eve. It feels like it's been 5 years since the Packers lost to the Bears at Soldier Field on that woeful Saturday night. What to you has been the story of the offseason as we get ready to see the team back in action and start a new chapter tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I don't want to speak for other people, but for me it's basically 2 things. One is they have tied up a number of their players with a general manager who had been saying over and over and over again, 1.6, then it became 1.5 players from every draft class that get second contracts. And now they got Watson done, they got Reed done, they got Wyatt done. Tucker Kraft is, I don't want to call it imminent, but expected. And they're going to be keeping some of their dudes. They kept Sean Ryan in the offseason. So I think that's one, that they're kind of keeping the band together. But two is, to me anyway, can they stay healthy? It's as simple as that. And I will say, and I want to get into this next before we ask our questions about confidence versus concerns, there was another two C words that were put together by Ed Policy yesterday at the shareholders meeting. Don't worry, it's nothing profane.
C is for cookie is what I was going to say.
C is for cookie. C is for cookie. Is good enough for me.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize we turned that into a hot button. That's good.
Apparently it's there now.
We've got a situation here at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios.
It's great to have a producer who turns that stuff around quickly.
Ryan's just going to do his own Sesame Street newscast back there, one of these segments coming up.
I'll save my snuffleupagus for later in the program. But what Ed Policy said was basically they chose continuity over chaos. And we don't have audio that is broadcast quality. They don't provide that or allow that, which it was a really good quote. I will read it from my Channel 3000 story. But I think it was very clear from what Goody said and from what Ed Policy said that regardless of how you feel as a Packers fan, and I know there's a lot of you who disagree with this. I totally get it. But regardless of how you felt, they feel like they were good enough last year. And that's why they wanted to run it back this year the way they are largely, is because they believe in their coach, they believe in their general manager. You can argue that that is misplaced. It's your right as a fan to feel that way. But that is not how they view it. I'll tell you what Goody said coming up, but he basically said what I've been saying all offseason. They're 9-3-1 going into Denver, even though they don't have Jaden Reed for most of the season, and more importantly, they don't have Tucker Kraft for the rest of that season. And they've got the number one seed in the AFC on the ropes in the third quarter. And then their superstar, the guy that, I mean, look, Micah Parsons gave them more than 12.5 sacks and 83 pressures. He gave them hope. He gave them belief. He gave them confidence. He gave them a guy that they thought could close. He gave them their Mariano Rivera. Halfley and I tag teaming to get Enter Sandman, play to the games. And then suddenly, poof, he's done. And they all knew it from the minute he came up, grabbing his knee, hopping on that turf. Everything changed then. They never won another game. And by the way, they also lost Zach Tom in that game. And Christian Watson, while he played the next week, left the stadium in an ambulance. So I understand the frustration with how the season ended, but they thought that they had enough to be legitimately having Super Bowl dreams, and that's why the changes that some hoped for didn't occur. Now, you can also argue, I think it was Michael Rodney on Twitter, who posted that no coach in NFL history has gotten this far into their coaching tenure without going to a Super Bowl and then went to the Super Bowl after that. Matt LaFleur is in year 8. If that is going to turn out to be something that stays in place and he doesn't become the first one to do it in his 8th year or later, then the folks that thought they should have made a change are going to be able to stand up and say, I told you, it was a mistake. But that is not how they think. And I want to get to what Ed Policy said and what Goody said yesterday. I'll read that from my Channel3000.com story coming up after I tell you about Bucks Plus on the Bucks Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Locked In was one of the ones they did. Then it was the Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens. You can find all of the different episodes right now on the Bucks Plus audio network. You can listen on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. We will get to what Goody and Ed Policy had to say yesterday next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tausch here, and whether you're chilling in the stands, cheering on your favorite baseball team in the summer, or keeping those mountains blue in the bleachers as the snow flies at a football game this winter, there's nothing better than watching your favorite team while enjoying an ice-cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue, so when you know it's chilled to perfection, which, besides the cold, refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
That's where iCourse has an advantage. He's been able to see programs in disarray like Miami, programs make a mistake at Nebraska, and then at Texas he's seen success there. At Wisconsin he saw success. He knows what winning football looks like. That all gives me hope.
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Riley Yauk. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions and Conant Automotive. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Is this the turning point for Luke Fickell?
We want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. And the ones that want to be about that are the ones that are here.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Attention high school and college students, get your student special tickets to Monday through Friday games for only $12 courtesy of UW Credit Union. Upgrades are available for select games. To purchase tickets, visit www.brewers.com/students. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
We've never seen anyone like The Miz.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 11 for Jacob Mizorowski. Stand and applaud.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Wilde and Tausch. By the way, I failed to mention this when I was telling you about Bucks Plus and the Bucks Plus Audio Network presented by Gallagher. There is a brand new episode, and I should have mentioned it because it's A, narrated by our friend Jim Paschke, and B, covers the era that I covered.
I'm surprised they didn't have you as part of this Lighted Up podcast.
Frankly,
Behind the Bucks.
Frankly, Monis, I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, you were right there. Boots on the ground.
I covered the 2001 Eastern Conference Finals when the Bucks got hosed with suspending Scott Williams for Game 7. Yeah, that was my era. My guy Ray Allen and Big Dog and Tim Thomas. Light it up. Which not only did Rye Guy not know what Ernie's name was, but apparently is completely unfamiliar with the lighted up era.
Oh, no.
You just said it was the 2000 Bucks, you said?
2001, yeah.
Okay, I was 1 and 2 years old at the time, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like they've had throwback nights where they wore the purple and green jerseys.
Yeah,
they played the song.
You know who Bart Starr is? You weren't around for him. I wasn't around for him. I know who Bart Starr was.
Sure. Bart Starr, like 5-time NFL champion?
Robin Yount, well before my time. I know who he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, the aesthetic of that era, I definitely am aware of. Those purple and green jerseys are amazing. I guess my familiarity with the team itself wasn't there, other than I just know they got hosed in the Eastern Conference Finals because the NBA wanted Allen Iverson in the finals.
Sounds like you got some listening to do.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're like Rye Guy and you're unfamiliar with the lighted up era, you can find that right now on Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Also, given how quickly you put together Elmo and Cookie Monster and Kermit,
C is for Cookie is good enough for me.
That laugh also, that was not Jesse just now. That was the laugh of Jesse from the moment.
C is for Cookie is good enough for me.
It's a little bit like the laugh from Tarek and Derek when Alvarez says, "Who gives a blank what Ben Bruss thinks," or whatever it is. That'll be the one. I do, before the end of the show, Rye Guy, I want to play the Light It Up song. So you've got until 12 noon to locate that song on the internet, because I think you will enjoy it. All right.
Pretty sure it's royalty free.
I was about to say.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine. So here's what Ed Policy, and here is what Brian Gutekunst said. Now, I know folks don't necessarily enjoy me reading on the radio, but this is all we have, because I have a recording of it, but it is from the speakers of the stadium.
You know what? I love giving the Packers grief on their sound operations not being the best sometimes. I kind of like this. You know what? Make it. You got to be there at the shareholders meeting. It's an exclusive experience, so we shouldn't be able to hear it if we're not a shareholder in attendance at the meeting. I like that. Nice job.
We had 10 head coach openings throughout the league this past season, and that caused a tremendous amount of chaos in a lot of other organizations, is what Ed Policy said yesterday. I believe that players, and especially quarterbacks in championship caliber teams, develop best in an environment of continuity, not chaos. Okay? Goody, who spoke before Ed and gave the football report, I believe he was reading this. As we turn the page to 2026, we recognize how close we are to becoming the team we expect to be. Finishing games, maintaining our composure at critical moments, and consistently playing the best football when it matters most will be essential. And then, finally, this is the quote that I thought was telling, because in his support of extending LaFleur's contract, Ed Policy said, quote, "His work with quarterbacks has been exceptional." Now, remember, he mentioned quarterbacks in that first quote, so there's a theme here. "That's obviously a very critical role in our game, but he brought out the very best in Aaron Rodgers, winning 2 consecutive MVPs, to developing Jordan Love into a budding star, developing Malik Willis into a very valuable contributor for our team and a very probable starter for the Miami Dolphins. So, Jesse, clearly he believes in Matt LaFleur. He also has said during the offseason that he'd already decided to bring Matt LaFleur back before the Bears game, which, by the way, was not the most popular thing to say. Like, Bear fans are like, well, why? Maybe you should have reconsidered that after the way the Bears game went. And I said this on the drive back from Chicago after that game on Green Bay game night, not knowing, this is the part that doesn't make the clip, not knowing what Ed Policy was thinking, it's hard to imagine Matt LaFleur walking back into that locker room given the way they lost. But now that we know what he was thinking, it was, yeah, it sucks. We lost a really terrible finishing game, but I still believe in this guy. I'm curious, Jesse, because you have more fan than I do, and so do you, Rye Guy. When you hear him say this, are you in any way more convinced that you should believe in Matt LaFleur if you're a doubter, or do you feel better about your faith in Matt LaFleur because he sees it the same way?
So I've been thinking about this since I saw the what's the exact thing again? Continuity, not chaos. That's
correct. Pretty catchy.
That is catchy. I liked it when I saw it because when you think, oh, the Packers way is continuity, consistency, not falling into chaos, not being in a situation where you don't know who your starting quarterback is going to be for the next 5 years or 10 years, or having a plan for who's going to replace the great quarterback that you have in place. Like, continuity, not chaos makes a ton of sense. But the more I think about it, I don't like the mentality continuity, not chaos, because it assumes that change is going to be negative. It assumes that if you don't have continuity streamlining from one thing to the next, or consistency in how you're contending to win the division or contend for a Super Bowl title, that you're inevitably going to be bad and things are going to take a turn for the negative. And that's not always the case. But if the Packers had brought in Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game instead of letting Brett Favre run out there when it was 30 below zero against the Giants, they might win the game and go to the Super Bowl. That would have been chaos, but it would have been, theoretically, positive chaos. The change from Mike McCarthy to Matt LaFleur. At the time, sure, it was chaos because they fired a coach with 4 games left in the season in 2018. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Matt LaFleur comes in, they instantly go to the NFC Championship game when he comes in his first season. It wasn't chaos. It was change for the better. So the continuity, not chaos approach reminds me more of like the knocks against the Brewers when they don't go all in and make a big splashy trade because you want consistency with bringing guys up in your farm system and you want to stay contenders and bites at the apple. That's what continuity, not chaos is. It really means you're kind of like living timid compared to making a big splash or making a big move or having the mentality that change can be impacting things positively for the better. And you got to take a leap of faith when you do that. But that, to me, is how I read continuity, not chaos. I don't really like it, although on the surface, when I first saw the phrase, yeah, it makes sense. That's what the Packers are. Consistently top of the division, consistently NFC contenders. But also, do we want continuity? Do fans want continuity of 16 years of not reaching a Super Bowl with Hall of Fame quarterbacks and all-pro players and being one of the best teams in the league record-wise that hasn't been able to get to that point? Like, that's the continuity we're setting ourselves up for, if that's the phrase and the mantra that we want to go into this 2026 season in. So I don't really like it.
Rye Guy?
For me, it doesn't change much of what I feel because I already agreed with that mentality going in. I in no way thought that they should move on from Matt LaFleur. After the playoff loss, I was pretty down in the dumps like the rest of Packers fans, and I felt pretty awful about everything about the team. But I think that they are a team that is so close to make such a radical change of changing out the head coach, possibly after that, then maybe even look at quarterback or GM. Like, that is the exact opposite direction of where I think they should be going. At this point, you're just making the changes to make you better on the margins and get you to the level of a Seahawks, Maybe not quite to the Rams because you're not going to get Myles Garrett, but you have Micah Parsons. Like, you have all the pieces you need to make such a massive change and completely divert their plan to move on from Matt LaFleur. Like, that just seems like the opposite direction of where they need to be going when they need to just be like doing the moves that can level them up. Making a head coaching change, like, that could be the worst possible thing for this team right now.
Yeah, I guess I'm not fully thinking of it in the head coaching change category, but I'm thinking like the addition of Micah Parsons. Did it kind of was it positive chaos?
Yes,
when the
because
Packers acquired Micah Parsons? Absolutely it was, but it was for the better. It made them legitimate Super Bowl contenders last year.
But isn't this all relative to Matt LaFleur and like the decision to keep him as the head coach and to stick with what they currently, like the status quo of what they had last year, to say that we were good enough, we just need to be a little bit better and get over the hump, and then also ultimately be healthy.
Yeah, 9-3-1 with a lead at Denver, and then you're in the driver's seat to be the 1 seed in the NFC, and suddenly the whole thing. They don't win a game the rest of the way. So I don't think of it in the realm of looking at narrowly a coaching change and what that would mean in that commentary from Ed Policy. If that's specifically what he meant, then I guess I do like continuity, not chaos.
I think you made a really good point. I don't think change is necessarily. I don't think it necessarily equates to chaos, right? I mean. First of all, some of those teams, those 10 teams, they needed to change coaches. There's no two ways about it. And yes, it is change, but it's not necessarily chaotic change.
Look at the Patriots. The new coach comes in, they go to the Super Bowl last year.
Then he's got some other stuff going on.
And the rest is history.
I think you made a really astute point, which I'm legally obligated to then add. I'm a little, I hate to say it, but you made a very good point.
I'm getting really tired of everyone being so surprised every time I say something interesting. It's getting really irritating.
But I think Rye Guy makes a good point, too. And here's the reality, is that I do think changing coaches when you were where you were. And look, there were some times during the season before that 9-3-1 in Denver that I always refer to, where you were like, right? Losing that game in Cleveland when they had no business losing that game. The Carolina game, again, these guys are not robots. You lose Tucker Kraft, you watch him leave on a cart, that affects guys. But that was a winnable game that they should not have probably lost at home. I think it was 16-13. The following week, that was an ugly game against Philly. What was the final, 10-7 or something like that?
10-7, they lost to Philly, yeah.
That was a dog
plays
of a
on
game.
The sideline, yeah.
It was which team was not as bad as the other that night.
That was rough.
So I think it would have been chaotic had they made a change. It doesn't mean it would have been the right decision, but I think it would have been more chaotic. And I think it was pretty clear when you parse the words of Ed Policy that his belief in Matt LaFleur when it comes to quarterbacks was the tiebreaker on any possibility of making a change. Because you're not guaranteed. Hey, you think I wouldn't mind covering Jeff Hafley? Hey, let's promote Hafley and get somebody else to coach the offense, right? I'd have been fine with that. Right? That'd been good for me.
You would have loved that. Well, no, I shouldn't say it like that. You would have been okay with that. I'd
have been more than okay with that. So, but I, if you make me choose, I'm sorry for those of you that wanted Matt LaFleur to be replaced. I'm a Matt LaFleur more of a believer than a doubter. I just am. And I think that they were plenty good enough last year until everything went to hell in a handbasket with the injuries. And the fact that they were 9-3-1 without Kraft, who played basically 90% of the snaps in every game he plays and is that much of a centerpiece of what they wanted to do. I go back to the Pittsburgh game when both he and Christian Watson were healthy at the same time. That's what this offense is capable of being. But their offensive line has to be better. They have to have a healthy Josh Jacobs who's productive. But there's a lot of ifs, but I still think that he's the right coach, and this team is closer than maybe other people may think. All right, what we are close to is this week's Steinhafel Sleeper of the last 10 years. Now, here's the problem. I know you sent it. I never read it. And usually my fact-checking, while not imperative, is still valuable.
I'll say this. I think this week's is kind of a gimme. Ryan Wollersheim did read it and responded with the correct answer, which leads me to believe that we are gonna be on the same page with who the player is this week. So I am not concerned about any factual mistakes for this week's Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years.
All right. Well, we will reveal the clue coming up next. And then when we kick off the 10 o'clock hour in a little bit, I want to get to the question that I posed to these guys. And I would like to get fan engagement on. I want calls, texts, YouTube comments, Facebook, etc. Jesse runs the Facebook page, so we probably won't get to many of those. But I want to get into that in the 10 o'clock hour. For now, I want to hear Tausch tell us about Jones Dairy Farm. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Mark Tauscher here for Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Jones Dairy Farm has been family-owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, all the way back to 1889. And when you say Jones Dairy Farm, the first thing I think is sausage. They're best known for their all-natural sausage made from the original family recipe. It's available in pork, chicken, and turkey, and it's all made with fresh meat only, and it's all delicious. But you also can't think about Jones Dairy Farm without thinking bacon. It's life-changing. What makes it so special is that it's dry-aged for up to 3 weeks, which leads to intense flavor worth the wait. Jones Dairy Bacon is smoked with real cherry wood and hickory hardwood. Jones Dairy Farm also makes naturally smoked ham and Canadian bacon, Braunschweiger, and fully cooked meatballs. Visit the Jones Market, open Thursday through Saturday, just down the road from the Fireside Dinner Theater in Fort Atkinson. And find Jones products in grocery stores across Wisconsin. To make it easier, check the product finder on their website, jonesdairyfarm.com.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the San Francisco Giants.
Terang into right center. It's back, all the way back, and gone for Bryce.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Wisconsin football officially released their 2026 roster Monday morning, and while you'll certainly recognize names like Mason Posa and Cooper Catalano, head coach Luke Fickell believes number 2 in the secondary, Javen Robinson, is a guy fans will want to keep an eye on this season.
J-Rob, who is a guy that has just, I don't want to say exceeded all expectations. I thought he was a good player, a really good player on film, but I think that his ability to grow a little bit and get a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, he's probably the fastest guy on the team with a really good head on his shoulders and a guy that's been a really good leader for us.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be who's doing the installation. It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweta metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
ESPN Madison's Mark Tauscher here for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. When we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
When your car needs care, trust the team that treats it like their own. Conant Automotive in Stoughton. From oil changes and brakes to engine diagnostics and major repairs, their ASE certified technicians deliver honest, reliable service you can count on. Plus, they offer loaner vehicles and convenient after-hours drop-off to fit your schedule. Serving the Stoughton area since 2006, trust the local brand that's built a reputation for dependable auto repair. Visit Conant Automotive on Highway 51 in Stoughton or learn more at ConantAuto.com.
The ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is back. On Monday, August 3rd, the ESPN Madison crew is packing our bags and teeing off at TPC, Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Paul's Party, a Madison area nonprofit helping kids with physical disabilities experience the joy of sports.
The ESPN Madison Open is also brought to you by Hard Rock Casino Rockford, The Bogey Factory, Retirement Income Strategies, Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, and Hush Blackwell.
Thank you for making a difference in our community.
Is this the turning point for Luke Fickell?
We want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. And the ones that want to be about that are the ones that are here.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour momentarily. Jesse calling this a gimme, right? Am I describing this correctly?
This one should be a gimme. I think of all of the Steinhoffel sleepers of the last 10 years that we have had so far as part of our Wilde and Tausch 10th anniversary celebration, this one is the easiest to identify.
So it is time now, as Steinhoffel's, which has been so incredibly supportive of our 10th anniversary, presents our latest Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years.
All right, sleepyheads, wakey, wakey.
We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy.
Rise and shine. It's this week's Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years.
It is the Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years. Jesse, you authored this social media post with a little help from Claude. So the floor is yours.
So for the first time ever, we have a quote within a clue for our Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years. This week's clue for our mystery player. This defensive player started 40 regular season games during 3 seasons in Green Bay, but may be most known for tweeting this. And I quote, "Not going out of my way anymore, and I'm not playing through injuries anymore, because when blank goes wrong, they always use it against you. Focus on yourself and your mental, 59. You owe it to yourself." That is this week's clue for our Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a gimme for most.
It's a gimme, but he was picked a lot in his 3 seasons in Green Bay as a Steinhoffel sleeper of the week. He is definitely on in the top 10 of all-time Steinhoffel sleepers of the week selections between you, Tausch, and I.
Definitely not in my top 10 of players that I have covered during my career. He was truculent with the media, as Al Michaels says in Jerry Maguire. I want to make some wisecracks. I'm just not going to.
Yep. Well, we can't give it away until the end of the show. So remember, don't comment in the YouTube comments. Don't share it in the response to the post on Facebook or on X. We don't want that. That will not qualify you for the $500 Steinhafels gift card drawing. You need to text your guess to 844-770-3776 by 12 o'clock Central Time today. That's the end of our show today. And then of all the qualifying correct guesses, one will be selected at random as the winner of a $500 gift card to Steinhafels. Proud partner of the Wilde and Tausch 10th anniversary, presented all summer long by Steinhafels.
Yes, indeed. And so far, I don't see anyone dropping answers in the YouTube. Oh, no, of course, the mayor had to get involved.
Jeez. Don't do that. You're giving it away.
Don't be giving it away. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. That is our Steinhafels sleeper of the last 10 years. Don't forget that Steinhafels right now has its small space back to school sale going on. Do you live in a small space? Are you looking for ways to make the most of your limited square footage? We have fashionable small space solutions that will maximize your space as well as your style. Shop our scaled-down designs and creative solutions today and start enjoying your home to the fullest. And you can go to steinhafels.com and you can shop by room. You can do your small space living room. You can do your small space dining. You can do small space bedroom. So if you don't have a lot of square footage, you can still have great furniture with Steinhafels. Relax. It's Steinhafels. Relax. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tausch here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Badger basketball coach Greg Gard.
Wisconsin wins the Big Ten.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers began their West Coast trip with a loss last night, falling 3-0 in San Francisco. Brewers starter Brandon Sproat went 6 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, 6 hits with 5 strikeouts. Also picked off a pair of runners at first base, but the Brewers only mustered 3 hits. Now, lackluster performance for the crew, but according to Todd Rosiak of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, manager Pat Murphy didn't want to make excuses for his team's performance last night, but he did mention the Brewers that sat on the runway in Milwaukee for about 5 hours on Sunday night due to issues with their charter plane, leading to a rather late arrival in San Fran. Obviously not ideal when you're traveling 2 time zones to play a baseball game. Their late night series continues tonight, though, with first pitch once again scheduled for 8:45 p.m. Central Time. Tune into that game right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. And it's just 6 days away from the MLB trade deadline next Monday. So, will the crew go all in from one of the big names on the market? ESPN's crew of MLB experts gave their best trade proposals over on ESPN.com. Go ahead, check it out.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch with Jesse in for Tausch as our cousin sub of the day, and Rye Guy Ryan Wollersheim in for Jesse as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. I posed this question to you guys. I really like it, so I'm sure we'll get no engagement whatsoever.
No, that's only when Tausch is here. I'm on board with it today, so we're gonna get some results here.
Well, as long as Jesse's on board, that's all it takes. All right, so I was thinking about this as I was walking the halls of Lambeau yesterday. That the way things are set up now with where our offices were moved to. When I go to do my stand-up TV reports for Channel 3 in Madison, it's a long hike. So I got a lot of time to myself. I get my steps in, and I get to kind of think about different things. And look, I already did it earlier in the show. I bring up that Denver game a lot because I don't know how many times during my career there has been a turning point of a season that was so undeniable, for good or for bad, right? Like, I think back to my first year in '96 where the Packers were the favorite and on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Everyone expected them to go to the Super Bowl. They'd beaten the defending champs the year before in the postseason and were leading the Cowboys in Dallas in the NFC Championship game in 1995, which, of course, was January 1996 because that confuses Jesse a lot.
It's very confusing.
And they had lost 2 in a row and were at the old TWA Dome in St. Louis, and they're playing like crap against the Rams, and Doug Evans has an interception. And that is a moment that changes their... They never lost a game again. All the way through the rest of the regular season and the playoffs, and then winning Super Bowl 31 in New Orleans over New England. So there are those moments, but they don't happen often. And Micah Parsons tearing his ACL with the whole world to see on a non-contact injury, it was almost as if you could feel the Packers balloon deflating in that moment. I still believe that they had a good enough team to at least reach an NFC title game. That's why I am more bullish on them than maybe some other folks are, certainly in the YouTube comments. But I think that there are reasons to be both confident and reasons to be concerned. Kind of like Ed Policy with his chaos and continuity. A lot of C words today.
And the Cookie Monster. We got all the C words covered today.
C is for continuity. It's what's best for my team.
So my question to you two is, as we get ready for camp to kick off tomorrow, what is the biggest thing that gives you reason for concern? And what's the biggest thing that gives you confidence in this team?
All right, concern is easy. We've talked about it the last couple of days, the offensive line. What Brian Bulaga explained last week, and Tausch helped supplement it as well.
But it was your great question.
It was my great question that prompted the entire response.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All 5 players on the offensive line, no matter which 5 it ends up being for game 1 and beyond, all of them need to play better than they did last year. And if one of the 5 does not, the entire operation can fall apart, and it doesn't matter how much they've streamlined the receiver room or how good Jordan Love elevates his game or how effective the running game can be with Josh. None of that matters if one of the 5 offensive linemen doesn't elevate his game in 2026. That's what Brian Bulaga and Tausch sat here and said last week. To me, that's where there's the most amount of question marks going into training camp starting tomorrow. That is by far the biggest concern for me for the 2026 Green Bay Packers.
I couldn't agree more. Unfortunately, I think Jesse's dead on.
We're going to give him a complex.
I know, it's terrible.
It pains me to say this, but Jesse's dead on.
Every time someone agrees with me, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I agree.
Jason, look how big his head's getting on the YouTube stream. It's like the Grinch's heart. It's just growing.
A little less red today, though. A little less red today.
We can change that. I can make that a little different in the ESPN Madison Everlight Solar Studio cameras. But Yeah, I agree. The offensive line is a massive area for concern. I feel like anytime I look at a ranking of where they are as a position group, it's like bottom half easily, maybe more bottom quarter of the league. I just recently saw Brandon Thorne, who works for Establish the Run. He's a offensive line expert, actually, online. He ranked them 29 of 32 offensive lines in the NFL, and that seems like the consensus spot. And with all the questions also for, like, backup running back, concerns for Josh Jacobs, like whether he's going to be available for them this season. Like, no matter who your running back is, they need a good offensive line. And if you don't have a good running back behind a shoddy offensive line, it looks even worse. And if the offensive line isn't working, the running game's not working, then I worry about Jordan Love and the rest of this offense. So, yeah, it's offensive line with a bullet for me.
Well, and we've already started to underscore that concern because Aaron Banks, who was talking about how he... Are you zooming in on him even more now to make his head look even bigger?
That's just his head.
That is not what's happening here. Stop that.
That's how he's growing, Jason.
I'm gonna step back from my camera so it looks like his head's even bigger.
Perfect. There you go. Keep going backwards.
So
I'll keep going. I'll keep zooming in a little more.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Aaron Banks, he's starting on the PUP list. Now that, again, we'll talk to Matt LaFleur and Goody tomorrow. Maybe it's nothing to be concerned about. Maybe it's only going to be a day or two before he passes his physical. But that's a guy that you've paid a king's ransom. Your expectations are that he's going to be a leader of that group and play at a high level. And it's not great that he's not going to be ready for day one. So, again, I think you guys both have reason to be apprehensive about that. I would say this, even though I have been branded as a Keyshawn Nixon stan, I would put corner a little bit ahead of my offensive line concern, and that's because it makes things easier when you have Micah Parsons getting after the quarterback, and when you don't, and I don't know what their pass rush quality will be, those guys will have to cover longer potentially. And even as someone who thinks Keyshawn Nixon is better than he gets credit for from the fan base, him and whether it's Cisse as a rookie or Carrington Valentine, who's had some inconsistency, you're opening the season against one of the best wide receiver groups in the league. That could be a problem. So I think most people will say those two spots. I'd be curious if anyone else has other concerns that they put ahead of those. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the Carbliss text line. Liz is I'm so distracted by the size of Jesse's head right now.
We're all rattled.
Carbliss Talk at text line. Liz is more. All right, so on the flip side, so then we can put this to our fans and get their reactions. What's the biggest thing that gives you confidence?
Safety. There's three good safeties on the team. I think Javon Bullard's one of them, but for sure Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams. They're so good that Jason couldn't even choose which one he wanted to rank higher on his list of most important Packers of 2026. He put them on the same line, but they both deserve to be top five if you ask me. Xavier McKinney hasn't allowed a touchdown in Green Bay as the nearest defender on a play according to Next Gen Stats. Like, that's amazing. Xavier McKinney is a shutdown player because even if the stats don't say it, stop doing this with the face. Even if the stats don't say it, it's because teams are game planning to avoid him because he's that good. That's defensive players' stats only tell you so much sometimes because if you're really good, they're probably going to try to avoid you and you're not going to be that disruptive. You're just not going to be around the ball because they don't want you to be around the ball. So Xavier McKinney's a stud. Evan Williams, we know how good he's been as he's emerging here more and more and staying healthy. Bullard, we expect to kind of elevate his game heading into this season. He was already showing good glimpses of it last year. As bad as the corners may be, or as much as a level of concern there may be about the corners, the safeties are really good. And so hopefully the investment and the dedication that they've shown to that safety group helps overcome some of the shortcomings at corner. And the defense plays, it averages out, or they play well in the secondary because of that. That's my fingers crossed hope going into the season, but it's because I feel that good in the safeties.
Right, guy?
Another great take, Jason. Look, it's too big for the camera almost. It's outgrowing its confines. We might need a second stream just for Jesse's head.
You guys have quite the relationship.
You guys think you're so funny, don't you? This is just a hoot.
I do think Rye Guy is funny. What he's doing to you is very funny. Rye Guy, what's your most confident aspect of this team?
I do agree with Jesse that the safeties are amazing. I don't know if that's going to have enough of an impact on the defense to make me feel truly better about them. The one thing that will make me feel truly better about this defense and this team is when Micah Parsons is back on the field. Mm-hmm. And Micah Parsons, no matter when he comes back, the fact that we should have him for the second half of the season, and this is the big if part of this statement, but if he's healthy going into the final weeks, going into what should be the postseason, like, that is why you feel uber confident as a Packers fan. Because this team with Micah Parsons, I think, is extremely dangerous. I don't know if I'd say that they're quite Super Bowl caliber, even with him, because of some of the deficiencies I feel with the offensive line. But I think that Micah Parsons, this offense with Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft, that cast of offensive weapons, could be extremely dangerous. And I think that's the number one reason you feel confident about him.
So mine is a simple question. How many snaps did Tucker Kraft, Christian Watson, and Jaden Reed play together last season? 0.
I was going to say it's 0, right? Because someone wasn't healthy at the start of the year, yeah.
Gabe and I know Gabe is scheduled to be one of our cousin subs next week sometime. We couldn't get Freddie Coleman, so we'll settle for him as our ESPN Radio national voice that'll be joining us. He's not as big of a Reed guy as I am. I really think that he gives them something that is very different. And on top of that, I think Tucker Kraft, their offense is a vastly different group when he's on the field. It's not even close. And I've said that about Christian Watson too. So get all three of those guys out there and have them out there on the regular basis. I think that group makes a whole lot of sense for Jordan Love to have a breakout season. And I understand he's been good. I'm talking like Aaron Rodgers year 4, and you can read this on channel3000.com because we did have the number 1 of our countdown, and it is Jordan Love. And everyone wants to compare him to Rodgers. I have tried on purpose to avoid that, but I came across someone on social media that felt the need to post Love's first 3 seasons as the starter versus Rodgers, and then I went and did the fact-checking to make sure I had the stats right because they weren't quite right. And they're very similar. Packers' record in their starts was very similar, but it's kind of a false argument because in year 3, Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. And then in year 4, he had one of the greatest seasons in NFL history, and certainly in Packers history. And is Jordan Love going to have that kind of season this year? If he does, we can keep making the comp. But if he were to have that type of season, there'd be a lot to be excited about. So it is what Jordan Love will have in his arsenal that gives me the most confidence. All right, we will take you.
Hey, wait a minute. Jason, look me in the eyes when I say this to you.
Oh, jeez.
Micah Parsons should be number 1, and Jordan Love should be number 2 in your countdown. Micah Parsons, they were 9-3-1 and leading Denver. He goes down, they don't win a game the rest of the way. Jordan Love was on the field, and they still didn't win a game the rest of the way, including the 2 blunders in Chicago.
Well, he wasn't on the field. He was knocked out with a concussion in Chicago. He didn't play against Baltimore. All right, Rye Guy, I need to be able to continue the program.
It's a little much. It's a little much.
I don't think it's close enough, honestly. I think it actually can't zoom anymore.
I didn't know these things could get this close.
It's like a magnifying glass
in my nose.
This is like when Jesse discovered the telestrator. Like, we're going to abuse this privilege.
And then I've produced 2 shows since I discovered that thing a month ago.
I can't wait for this camera to just get broken and just be stuck on that close zoom of Jesse's face.
Micah Parsons should be number 1 in your countdown of most important Packers, not Jordan Love. That's just the reality of it based on the results last year.
Yeah, and I would say this, Jesse, I considered that. If he was starting the season, I might have done that, actually. So, again, as much as it pains me to say so, We should get someone to sponsor that, like a pain management company, that like a chiropractor or something. Manage your pain. I did think about that. I really did. But they're not going to have him for at least 4 games, maybe for 6 games. And based on some of the things his brother has tweeted, maybe not for 8 games. So I couldn't in good conscience. If he was starting the season and playing in the opener on September 13th, I might have done that. I really might have. But not with him scheduled to miss the amount of time he's set to miss. All right, we want to get your responses on this. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbliss Talk Text Line. We will get to your thoughts on that. Now, Jesse, is it true Homer is scheduled to appear today?
Yes. You work to make some plans ahead of time and, create some structure, organization for our old program here. And apparently Homer lost his phone yesterday.
But he's got it back now.
But he got it back just in time to say he's good for 10:30 today after I texted him that like 24 hours ago. So, yeah, he's in for 15 minutes from right now.
All right, we will get some of your thoughts on this, and then we'll get to Homer coming up. Want to remind you, if you feel like you need to escape, I needed to escape the zoomed-in Jesse face from Rye Guy at the controls of our video stream. I don't need to jump on a plane or a cruise ship to be escaping, though. I can just get away to Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With the biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites, and all the great dinner options. Whether it's Dream Dance Steakhouse, the Marketplace, Rockin' Brews, which is still my favorite, Canal Street Cafe, Rui Asian Kitchen, which is on my to-do list, and Cream City Coffee Company. They've got food and drink specials happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, a full night out all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We'll get your responses next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Buckin' Honeys. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buckin' Honeys has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Wanakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buckin' Honeys. We'll see you there.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight Solar now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Summer and baseball go hand in hand, and as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Carbliss is helping fans swing into full flavor all season long. Whether you're at the ballpark, tailgating with friends, or catching the game from home, Carbliss delivers bold flavor in a convenient canned cocktail that's ready wherever summer takes you. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 100 calories, gluten-free and full of flavor. Carbliss. Find your bliss near you at drinkcarbliss.com.
Are you starting college, moving to a new apartment, or just looking to create a new vibe in your college living? Make IKEA your first stop for everything you need to create a college space that's all you. Whether you're looking to add color with cozy bedding, organize your dorm with smart storage solutions, or find that perfect sleeper sofa for those weekend visits, IKEA has your college life covered. And verified college students get 15% off when they sign up for IKEA Family. It's free and packed with rewards. So go grab your roommate and head to IKEA Oak Creek or shop online at IKEA.us or the IKEA app.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Hey Badger fans, football fans, and business leaders. I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas, and I hope you'll join me on August 25th at the Madison Marriott West. Matt LePay and I will sit down for a live conversation about my journey from the NFL to entrepreneurship, sharing lessons on leadership, durability, and building success beyond the game. You'll enjoy dinner, networking, and have a chance to sample some of my famous Hall of Fame Farms Wagyu. Get your general admission or VIP experience tickets today at MiddletonChamber.com. That's MiddletonChamber.com.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at AnnexWealth.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
We'll get to your calls momentarily, but a piece of breaking news from Bill Huber of Sports Illustrated. The Packers, and I know they had him in for a workout the other day, they have added kicker Lenny Kraft. Good old Lenny, as Tausch might say.
Can you believe it? 10 years we've been doing this show, and they finally sign a Lenny, and he's not here to celebrate it. Unreal.
The Lenny Craig is his name, not Lenny Kraft. I don't know. I was reading Bill's story, and I think he may have mentioned Kraft in there somewhere. Lenny Craig, not to be confused with Dave Craig, the former or Edgewood. No, not Edgewood College.
Or Jenny Craig.
Or Jenny Craig, which will help you slim down. Mm-hmm. I don't know if are they still around?
I don't know. Clearly, I do not know.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Levi and Stevens Point.
Levi, I love Levi.
How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, gentlemen. And Jesse, I told Ryan on the phone during commercial break about what he did to you with the zooming in the face was a little too much for comfort.
Little too much. I agree, Levi. A little too much. Stop it.
Because
meanwhile, Becca just called in and said it's great.
No, she would. Now I know she didn't call in. There's no way she would say that.
What do you got, Levi?
I was going to say that. All right. I was going to say that face reminded me like Tausch and Josiah's, my brother Josiah's face with too many cores at your wedding 5 years ago. But anyway,
That's
fair. Okay. What I think about my confidence about the Packers this season is probably the wide receiver position, probably with hopefully that Jaden Reed and Matthew Golden and some of the other guys. Christian Watson, we can't forget about that guy. Hopefully one of them could get like a 1,000-yard season if they can stay healthy. But the one I'm not comfortable with is the special teams still, because that's still like a big question mark to me, especially like how would a special team stop with the kicker situation, but I'm saying is how are you going to stop with the punt and kick return anyway when we have to kick the ball to the other team anyway, I wonder, because that's my big concern about that. But
yeah, that's fair.
Thanks for taking my call, guys. I love you. Talk to you soon. Take care. Be good.
Levi's not alone, by the way. I'm seeing on the text portion of the Carbliss ESPN Wisconsin Talk Text Line special teams getting mentioned by several fans who are chiming in with that being their biggest concern heading into 2026. It's no doubt a concern. I don't think it's the biggest concern. Like it's the mystery, the unknown, and the decision to move on from McManus after the fails in the playoffs last year and down the stretch, that is going to be a question mark until probably they're back in the exact same situation again this year, right, Jason? Like, until you see a kick made in a playoff game from, 40 or 50 yards, you're going to say, what's going to happen in the playoffs? What's going to happen when we get to that situation? That's going to be a looming question until we see it with our own eyes. There's nothing that'll happen all season that'll convince you one way or another that it's going to be fine when we get to January.
Well, and on top of that, like, even if it's fine during the season, when you get to January, it's different, right? I mean, Anders Carlson started his career with 16 consecutive made kicks. Nobody remembers that because of the ones he missed. And then the fact that he didn't get a second year as the kicker. That's a very valid concern, and frankly, that's where I would have voted if we weren't talking about offensive line or corner, which I think just because they're bigger issues as of now. But it could turn out to be that if the kicker is the biggest issue, that'll be good news. It's also foreseeable, however. All right, let's get to one more call so we can get to Homer. Let's talk to Kyle in Rhinelander. Kyle, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing?
Good morning. It's pretty good. How are you guys doing?
We're good, thanks.
That's fine. So here, my biggest concern is the offensive line. We always used to have a really good one, and that's been my concern last couple of years. But the main reason I'm calling, I have a question for you guys. Hypothetically, let's say that Parsons is out for 8 games. How many games do we need to win to be able to still win the division?
5.
Okay.
Wow.
There it is.
Jesse has spoken.
No, I mean, you look at, we talked when the schedule came out back in May. The first month of the season is a very favorable schedule for the Packers to navigate without Micah Parsons on the field. Until we get to October, the Packers should win easily 3 of the first 4 games without Micah Parsons, just based on what we know about those opponents that are lined up there. So, to me, win 5 out of 8, go 5-3, stay above 500. Micah Parsons comes back for the home stretch. You win 6 of the final 9. That gives you 11 wins for the year. That should give you a great chance to win the NFC North. For sure, put you in the playoffs, and you go from there. And for the record, I don't think they're going to win the division this year. I think Detroit's going to win the division. I think they're playing a last-place schedule. I said that when we were at the Hard Rock a few weeks back. They're playing a last-place schedule. I think that 1 or 2 game difference in who the opponents are, Detroit playing Arizona and whoever else they got, is a lot more navigable than the Packers' schedule in 2026. And so that 1 or 2 game difference, I don't think the Packers are going to win the division this year, but that doesn't mean they can't or won't win the Super Bowl. I just think the division's going to be hard to win because Detroit's going to be improved and playing a last-place schedule like the Bears were last year.
First of all, thank you for the call, Kyle. But more importantly, Shine On Sports has said that they're going to start 0-2. So you and Shine On Sports don't agree.
I'll make a wager with Shine On Sports. Get me in touch with them. I'll do a side action with them.
Just for those of you that do not have the schedule memorized the way Jesse does, the Packers open at Minnesota, which I don't think is a gimme game without Micah Parsons. Then they're at the Jets.
Win.
Home to the Falcons.
Win.
At the Buccaneers.
Win.
Yeah, maybe.
3 out of 4. Got to win 3 out of 4 in September.
So if they start 3-1, or if they start 4-0, great. If they start 2-2, not as great. Then they've got the Bears at home, the Cowboys at home, at Detroit. Those next 3 games. The sooner Micah Parsons is back and fully cleared, even if it's just as a situational pass rusher for a few of those games, and don't make him play 70 snaps, I think you feel a lot better. But we'll have to wait and see, and we will hopefully get an update from Micah Parsons even though he's going to be on the PUP list starting today. Hopefully we will get that from him at some point as we talk to him. All right, we need to get to Homer, who is joining us on a Tuesday, while Evan Cohen is joining us on a Wednesday, but Brian Balaga is joining us on a Wednesday. But Homer joins us next after we hear from Tausch talking about MoMA. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Mark Tauscher here, excited to tell you about my friends at MoMA. If you've been putting up with pain in your knee, shoulder, back, neck, don't just tough it out. Believe me, after all those years playing football, I know a thing or two about aches and pains. That's why I've partnered up with MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. MoMA brings together trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, making it easier to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. Whether you need care in one of their offices, the surgery center, ortho laser, which is what I've been using, smart scan, or MOSH, their experienced team is focused on helping you feel better and get back to living your life. Certainly helped me overcome some pretty bad knee pain thanks to the treatment at ortho laser that I've received throughout the summer. MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Man, I highly recommend seeing their team, as I personally have seen what the right care can do. Call or walk in or learn more at MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMaMKE.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Brewers fans, this season Window Nation is bringing the excitement home. With the Tickets with Window Purchase promotion, you could score tickets to see the Milwaukee Brewers when you upgrade your windows with Window Nation. Enjoy better comfort, improved energy efficiency, and unforgettable game day moments. As a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Window Nation is committed to quality products and expert service you can count on. Book your free consultation today and turn your next home upgrade into a win for the whole family. Visit windownation.com to schedule a quote.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Give me the other stats on Mizorowski again.
Two-time All-Star, 24 years old. He has the fastest pitch by a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball history, 105.5 miles per hour, and he has the most 100-plus mile-per-hour pitches in a single game.
Brother, 105.5 The Miz sounds like an alternative rock station.
It does.
Evan Cohen here at 105.5 The Miz. WMIZ.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Homer on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Olson Toon Landscaping, helping homeowners and businesses across Dane County create and maintain outdoor spaces since 1997. Learn more and contact the team today at olsontoon.com.
I don't get to say this very often anymore. You know what that music means. Joining us now on the Yuengling GOAT hotline, because he is the greatest of all time when it comes to Wisconsin sports talk radio, and he loves it when I say that. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. America's oldest brewery, now in Wisconsin. 6 generations, family-owned and operated. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. It is Steve the Homer. True Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm better, not good, but I am better.
Okay. Why were you not good? Why aren't you good? Why haven't you been good?
Excellent question. In the last 3 weeks, I've lost my backpack, my keys while grocery shopping, and yesterday I lost my phone while playing golf. And so I clearly need to regroup, and I think I have, but it's still frustrating to be so pathetic.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
No.
Do you blame getting older, or do you think this is forgetfulness that has nothing to do with your age?
No, it has nothing to do with my age. But that's a legitimate thought, and there might be others who would disagree with me, but no. We'll see.
Yeah.
After I regroup, I'll let you know. The worst part is, because I never, ever lost things, I didn't do things that are available to help you when you do. You know, I have an iPhone, so you can put things on so that you can find your iPhone and put something on their keys. And so the regrouping is having to accept the fact that I may benefit from those things, which until 3 weeks ago I thought were just for losers.
A couple of follow-ups on this. We appreciate you offering it up. I really do. I like the graphic, by the way, with Homer's little face in there. I'm going to send you the one of me turning him into a goat, though, because I'd like to use that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can use whatever you wish.
I know.
I'll forget you did it.
I know. All right. Question number 1. I know this is not just age-related because a number of years ago when you were a younger man, didn't you, lose your putter or lose a golf club and it was in your car?
I don't remember the specifics, but your premise that, Homer, you have done this stuff before, that's a benefit of forgetting because I don't remember it as well. But, yes, there is evidence that this has been going on for a long time. Not as often.
I find that reassuring. Like if you never forgot or lost stuff and then suddenly you started, I'd be like, oh no, what's wrong with me? Whereas I'm the same way. Like when I can't find my credential or whatever else, that's been happening since I was a very young person. So I'm not worried about it. Follow-up question. Has this phone situation, which prevented Jesse from being able to communicate with you for planning purposes?
Glad he's here now.
That's a question I'd like to know with your messages. When you lose your phone, and I bet you can do this with Apple, can you see that your messages are sent to like a Apple computer or another Apple device? I'm sure you can.
Yes.
But,
So I have my phone synced with, it's a Mac computer. I have an iPhone and a Mac computer. So you can have your text show up on your computer. So if your phone isn't working or if you lose it or whatever, you can still send texts and even make phone calls and things from your computer. Yeah.
But you don't have that kind of computer. So you're out of luck. You do?
Correct. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I got one for our son years ago. But yes, I'm sure you can do these things with stuff other than Mac now, but other than Apple now. But it seems to be people that have Apple, like yesterday when it happened, they're like, okay, do you have this? And I said, stop. And they go, what? I don't have anything. Well, but yeah, no, I've never done anything because I never thought I needed it. So whatever things Apple provides, it's great for people, no. And yet I had something with the iCloud that I didn't know I had that eventually showed me where the phone was. How or why, I don't know. But
So that leads to my final question, which is, will you now change your behavior because of this experience?
Yeah, I will. Yep.
That sounds like a breakthrough to me.
I don't think so. I think it's just it's pathetic. If you see it as a breakthrough, I see it as pathetic. But that's fine.
Was there anything liberating about not having a phone throughout the day yesterday? Tausch has said he wants to go back to flip phone and turn it off every so often and just be free. Was there anything liberating about yesterday?
I've been without my phone before. There's a point where I could easily do that, but I'm not there yet. I can see how with Tausch, because he's far more a social animal than I am. He likes to interact with people. It's one of the many multiple parts of him that I'm amazed and amused.
All right, Homer. Now that we've
bother him more than me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep. Move on.
So
I
our
don't
questions.
want to talk about the Packers. I got
our
more
questions.
problems with the Packers. Oh man, I need your help.
How can I help you?
After what I heard from the new president, the Green Bay Packers will never win a Super Bowl with him as president. Never.
Oh, my goodness.
The problem I have with you is that I don't want to be negative, and every time they'll say, well, you just want what you say to happen. I don't. Winning championships and special, those are things you never forget, but he doesn't get it. And I'll see if maybe his actions are different than his words. But what he stated yesterday, I don't know how you can say that. I couldn't be more excited about the three men we have leading our football team. That's why we extended their contracts this offseason. Dude, is that a question? But you haven't won the division in 4 years. What about these people gets you so excited? Now, you may say that you believe in the future they will do better. But as of right now, how do you say that?
9-3-1 at Denver last year.
Well, then say that. Sure, you haven't won the division in 4 years. Now, you may, and how you don't say what has been done recently is not acceptable. I believe in these people. That's why I gave them an extension. But not to recognize what has happened in the last 4 years isn't good enough. Not for the Packers, not for anyone. And for him not to have that tone, he has set a standard. His standard is clear. Let's be pretty good. Because by that standard, they do deserve extension. What they have done is not good enough. And if you believe they will do better, that's fine. But he left the standard. I couldn't be more excited about the three we have leading our football team. And you tell me why. Why?
You feel like he doesn't have that thought at all, or that he just didn't express it at what is essentially a pep rally for the team at the shareholders meeting?
I hope no. I don't know what he thinks. He had an opportunity. How many times has he spoken at the?
Yeah, it's the first time. First time that he led the meeting.
First time. First time. Well,
I guess what I'm asking is,
what?
Is it possible that he feels that it's not good enough and knows that it's not good enough, but didn't feel like that was the venue to say it's not good enough.
Everything he has done, now everything he's done and everything he's said gives you the indication that it is good enough. Right? I mean, let's look at the resume. It is good enough. Right? What he did and now what he said. At what point does he have to do or say something that makes us think that that's not the case? Because right now, it's 100%, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I hear this a lot, that the Packers don't really care about winning. They just want to be good enough. They want to keep making money. I don't believe that. I think
I don't either. It has nothing to do with the franchise. It has.
Well,
to do with
I don't think the team president feels that way either, though. I don't. Like, I didn't walk out of there yesterday thinking, well, he should have really put those guys on a hotter seat by saying what we've done the last 4 years isn't good enough. I mean, I feel like he views that as self-evident because this franchise is located in Titletown and all the other things. Like, just saying it, I don't know. I don't really care if he says it or not. Like, I think everybody knows that being the 7th seed and losing an opening round playoff game isn't good enough, including him.
They gave contract extensions to people.
Because he doesn't think that that's what they are, even though that's what they've been.
Okay, then say that. What they have done is not good enough. This premise of Titletown, there's nothing special about Titletown. Titletown was created by Vince Lombardi and created by people. When you think it's the franchise, that's when it ends. It's the people that you have. And are those people in charge good enough? What was it before Bob Harlan showed up?
Yeah,
nothing.
Complete dysfunction.
Even with Vince Lombardi. So to say, when anybody says it's the franchise, garbage. It's not Titletown. It's a institution and a team that has had immense success with incredible people. If you don't have incredible people, you don't win. And the day you think it's the team, not the people, is when you, pick any team you want in college. When they said, no, we're North Carolina. It doesn't matter. We're North Carolina. No, you're not. You're Dean Smith. And until you get another Dean Smith, you're not going to win, which is exactly what happened to them until they got Roy Williams back. The day you think it's who you are, not who you have, you will never be what you once were.
Wow.
That's really good, actually.
That was profound.
But I think you've got a building full of competitive people who do care and do feel like what they've done. I mean, Goody.
No doubt.
I don't want his failure to articulate that to be viewed as what's happened is good enough. Like, he believes that the people that he's talking about are good enough and special enough at their jobs that they will be the best option to win a title. He can be wrong.
No, he's not willing to risk that he needs to do better. No one's questioning if they aren't good. Question is, are they good enough?
Yeah,
he's not willing to risk. Because, yes, you could hire worse. But if you decide this ain't good enough, you have no choice but to take the risk. When they said this is good enough, this will be talked about way more in the future. It has to do with Schneider, who I always bring up. That's what you will answer for years. If they had thought they weren't good enough, they would have done whatever was necessary to bring him back into the organization. They chose on multiple times not to. The last time for a president. Please hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'll say this. You make a very convincing argument, and that eloquent thing you said a moment ago was very good. Maybe Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst aren't good enough. Maybe you would like to see chaos, which would lead to more growth, since he said he chose continuity, not chaos. I think they have a good enough team that needs things to fall their way And I don't know if they're good enough this year if they don't have Micah Parsons for the first 6 to 8 games.
Can I ask you a question? When they had Favre, when they were good, did you think, things have to fall their way? No, you didn't think that. This team's good enough. They can get it done.
No, during the back half of Favre's career, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I thought he's going to make a critical mistake that's going to cost them, and they're never going to get back.
Oh, okay.
So him, I wouldn't.
No, I didn't mean getting back. I'm talking about at the time they were there, before they were there. You didn't ever say if they get a few breaks. This team doesn't need any breaks. This team just needs to do it.
Yeah,
now they need a little break.
I think back to his time, and if you want to talk about wasting his best years, or some of his best years, like '98, Dorsey breaks his leg early in the season, and what sucks about that was the Jerry Rice fumbled and the T.O. catch, because I thought with where they were at once they got Levens back in '98, I thought they could go to a third straight Super Bowl. And if they beat San Francisco, maybe they do. Then obviously Holmgren leaves, and it's a zoo for a year with Ray in charge. Then Sherman comes in to restore order. But I love Mike Sherman as a person, but he wasn't special like Mike Holmgren was, right?
He was good, though.
He was good, no doubt about it. But he also gave Favre way too much leeway, and that ended up coming back to bite them. Then you get Mike McCarthy, who reins Favre back in, and you're in an NFC Championship game in Mike McCarthy's second year, and then he throws a devastating interception in overtime. And then we have the brief run in 2003, and then 2004 is they're not nearly good enough. That team wasn't. Then they need to get a new general manager. Then you have the Rodgers era starting. Now, I would say that during the Rodgers era, I would say, and I know you said this, I would say if their defense is good enough. So if that's akin to things need to fall their way, that I can say I've said that in both instances. I don't know enough about their defense, but I don't think what you're saying is out of bounds. I don't know what the future holds, but is it possible that Ed Policy chose, I don't want to call it the path of least resistance, but the safe route, where you still think you're going to win games and you're going to make the playoffs? Maybe. I think that's fair.
I believe that he thinks that. He thinks that they're good enough and can do better. There's no doubt in my mind. But that needs to be presented, that what they've done is not good enough. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt there. And this, again, this has nothing to do with the Packers, and this is what they think is an organization, because they are doing what they think is right, not because they don't want to win or don't understand the standard that's existed by the people, not by the names.
Homer, I'm glad you found your phone, because this was a really good conversation.
Yeah.
Great to have you back.
12%. Thanks. Bye.
That is Steve the Homer True on the Yingling guest hotline. Jesse, you look like you were deep in thought there.
I'm always deep in thought every time I listen to you and Homer get into the philosophical nature of the Green Bay Packers. Jason, I actually was thinking about Homer yesterday when we were
when you were unable to reach him because he lost his phone.
Well, yes, but also when I knew we were going to be talking about concerns and confidence in the Packers heading into 2026, because I remember so many times Homer would say on his show over the years, it doesn't matter what we know what Aaron Rodgers and the offense are going to do. It's all about the defense. It's all about the defense. And I don't know what to make of the defense as a whole. Like, the safeties, I think, are the strongest position on the roster with how good Evan Williams, Xavier McKinney, and Javon Bullard are. But as good as safety is, I think corner is a pretty big red flag. Outside of offensive line, probably the second biggest on the team. There's just a lot of question marks at a lot of different spots, and especially some of the changes and the bringing in a brand new defensive coordinator in Jonathan Gannon and not knowing how that's going to look compared to what the Hafley defense looked like the last couple of years. So I don't think it's as easy to say that you feel pretty good about what the defense is going to look like because of what they've done last year, or as good as Micah Parsons is, because it could look like an entirely brand new operation, even though much of the personnel is the same.
His visit was thought-provoking. I will say that. That's why he's the GOAT.
There he is.
I'm pretty proud of that. I don't use AI much, but when I do, it really works for me.
That's old Homer right there.
Why does he have a goatee,
though? We still have one. We still have one final segment left in the 10 o'clock hour, which we should probably get to. We'll check in on the text portion of the Carbliss Talk Text Line. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the San Francisco Giants.
Terang into right center. It's back. All the way back and gone for Bryce.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Beauty Rest Queen mattresses start at only $1,499, or get $500 off Beauty Rest Black King adjustable base sets. Only at Steinhoffels. Wisconsin football officially released their 2026 roster Monday morning, and while you'll certainly recognize names like Mason Posa and Cooper Catalano, Luke Fickell believes number 2 in the secondary, Javen Robinson, is a guy fans will want to keep an eye on this season.
J-Rob has just, I don't want to say exceeded all expectations. I thought he was a good player, a really good player on film, but I think that his ability to grow a little bit and get a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, he's probably the fastest guy on the team with a really good head on his shoulders and a guy that's been a really good leader for us.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's well known that the boss at the exteriors company is a perfectionist.
It's a gift.
He not only oversees every job, he inspects each aspect of the operation to get to the root of what your project will actually need to be long-lasting.
Call 960-ROOF.
Oh, he's proud of all the reviews.
What can I say? Take a look.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard, and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Wild Bill goes yard.
Is a fly ball, deep center field. Marcy's back, track, wall, boy, baseball!
Your home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Day you think is who you are, not who you have, you will never be what you once were.
Wow.
That's really good, actually.
That was profound.
It was profound.
Makes you think.
Thought-provoking from Uncle Homer. There's nothing more I can say. I don't think that the Packers just think they're title town, though. I think they understand how much work they have to do to get another title and get number 14. And I disagree with anyone. I'm not saying Homer said this, but I disagree with anyone who thinks they are just happy to be making money and making the playoffs and just be good and be relevant. I don't think that's. I think they're competitive people that want to win a title. I just don't know if they're good enough. And we'll wait and see if the pieces that we mentioned in our concern list are good enough. And if they are, then they will.
What was the C quote again from Ed Policy yesterday at the shareholders meeting?
Continuity, not chaos.
Yeah, continuity, not chaos. Do you think they are, the leadership of the Green Bay Packers is approaching things hoping to avoid chaos? Or do you think they're willing to take the chances necessary to try and get the Packers over the top to once again reclaim title town and bring the Lombardi trophy home?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I don't have the answer. I'm super curious to see. I think this is going to be a fascinating season and I think Strofe was the one that said this on our Summerfest show, The State of the Packers. Now, I don't agree. He said they could be anywhere. He doesn't know what to expect. They could be anywhere between 6-11, which I don't see.
No.
And 14-3. I don't think that's the case, but I could see 8-9. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think they're 11-6, somewhere in there, a game either way. And then if they get hot in the playoffs and they've got Micah Parsons rounding in the form after however long it takes him to be back on the field, I think they could be that team that you don't want to play in the playoffs. But that requires them to keep all those dudes that we talked about earlier healthy. And that didn't happen last year, and that's why they didn't go any farther. I think if they have all their guys, they still might not have been good enough last year. But they certainly were better than how things ended. But the journey starts tomorrow with the first day of training camp. We were driving around Door County while I was gone, and whose face did I see on a billboard? My friend David Gruber. He's everywhere. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Injured? One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. I tell you this all the time. I hope you never call them, ever. Because that means you've never been injured in an accident. But if you have been, there is only one call to make, and that is the call to make sure you have the best team on your team to get what you deserve. 414-276-6666. Or go to the website, gruber-law.com. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers, and when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her, and my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
This is Wisconsin linebacker Mason Posa.
Mason Posa
shuts the door.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Milwaukee Brewers began their West Coast trip with a loss last night, falling 3-0 in San Francisco. Brewers starter Brandon Sproat went 6 innings, giving up 3 earned runs and 6 hits with 5 strikeouts. Also picked off a pair of runners at first base, but the Brewers only able to muster 3 hits and falling to the Giants. Their late night series continues tonight with first pitch once again scheduled for 8:45 p.m. Central Time. Tune into that game right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. And now at 66-40 on the year, Milwaukee is still just 1 game behind the defending champion Dodgers for the best record in baseball. So with 6 days away from the MLB trade deadline on Monday, will the crew go all in for one of the big names on the market? ESPN's crew of MLB experts gave their best trade proposals for the hottest teams on the rumor mill. They matched Milwaukee with both of this year's marquee pitchers in Mason Miller and Tarek Skubal. Find that article over on ESPN.com. Plus, the NFL is back with all 32 teams reporting to training camp by the end of today. The Packers training camp starts tomorrow. Get prepared with Rob Demovsky over at ESPN.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. With Jesse in for Tausch.
I got a good one for you here, Jason.
And Wooly in for Jesse.
I got a good one on the Carbliss ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text Line.
Oh, boy.
And it's from someone who is often critical and he bombarded us with text on one day last week. This is concise, and this is interesting. Steve-O in SoCal.
We love Steve-O, yeah.
We love Steve-O. He's been fairly negative about the Green Bay Packers in recent months. Steve-O in SoCal texts in, continuity, not chaos. How about excellence, not excuses?
Ooh! Sick burn, Steve-O!
Oh, snap.
Steve-O.
Well, what do you think he's saying there?
Well, if on the one side, continuity, not chaos, is kind of the, for lack of a better word, like a conservative approach to it. Like, you want to make sure you're keeping things steady, on the rails, things are going well, you're not reaching the ultimate pinnacle, but you're still a winning organization, a winning team, and you're consistently in the postseason, even if you're the 7th seed every year. That's continuity, not chaos. Stable quarterback who hasn't elevated to get to the point of being an MVP candidate or the best at his position, even though he's making some of the best money in the league. Excellence, not excuses, would be looking specifically at the results rather than the proximity to excellence. And you're saying, okay, well, this is Titletown. Excellence above anything else. It doesn't matter if Micah Parsons this is more like what Tausch has said with it. It doesn't matter if Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft and Zach Tom all get hurt down the stretch of last season. You still had a 3-touchdown lead against the Bears in the playoffs and blew it at Soldier Field. It doesn't matter all the reasons that go into why that happened. It happened. This is Titletown. This is the Green Bay Packers. We demand excellence. Best run organization in the league. Let's start acting like it because it's been 4 years since we've won a division. It's been 16 years since we've won a Super Bowl. That's a problem for a team that's supposed to be the best of the best. That's what Steve-O, in my opinion is saying by excellence, not excuses, over continuity, not chaos.
Yeah, I would just say all that other stuff does matter. And it's very easy to say it doesn't matter that you lost Micah Parsons. It doesn't matter that you lost Tucker Kraft. It doesn't matter that you lost Zach Tom. It doesn't matter that you lost Devontae Wyatt. It doesn't matter that you were without Jaden Reed for part of the season, a big part of the season. You can say that, but it does matter. It affects the outcome of games. I don't think it's excuse making. I think it's explanation. So excellence, not explanations? Sure, fine. We can do that. But that's the reality. And I've said this a million times on this show, maybe not a million, that's a little bit of hyperbole. But the reason why the meltdown in Seattle in the 2014 NFC Championship game, which every time I bring it up, I still have someone saying, too soon, even though we're 12 years out from it or whatever. The reason why that was so devastating was not only the way they lost, but the fact that they were in position to win a title because they were healthy that year. They had all their pieces at the end of the year. That's hard to do. That never happens. And by the way, like the year that Detroit overcame all those injuries and still were the number one seed, nobody gives a damn. You know why? Because then they lost to Washington and didn't make it to the NFC Championship game. That year that the 49ers had all those injuries and still had success in the postseason, nobody cares because they didn't win a title. You could use it to criticize the Packers for not going farther, but neither of those teams won the whole shooting match either. And then, by the way, the 49ers had another injury-plagued season 2 years ago, and they didn't even make the playoffs because that's what injuries do to your seasons. And if the Packers beat the Bears, if they don't blow the lead like they did, do you think their team, where as it was constituted last year, wins the Super Bowl? I don't. So I get it.
Pre-Denver, yes. Post-Denver, no. They should have beat the Bears. Everyone agrees. They should have beat the Bears. But they go to Seattle. Who knows if they put up a better fight than San Francisco did. Remember, the 49ers got walloped against Seattle in that divisional round. Yep. I would assume the Packers put up a better fight against Seattle and Sam Darnold than the 49ers did, but we don't know. Seattle was hot down the stretch. They ended up winning the whole thing. So the result still is the Packers should have advanced farther in the playoffs last year than they did, even with the injuries. But ultimately, I agree with you, Jason. We can't just put our nose up at it and say, well, that doesn't matter. This is title town. We demand excellence. You have to look at situationally when you have bad luck and you don't have some of your best players on the field at critical positions. This is what can happen. That 2010 team that had all those injuries and still went on to win the Super Bowl is the anomaly. That's the exception, not the norm.
And the narrative of that, it's dangerous. They did lose a very big piece in 2010, and that was Jermichael Finley. There's no doubt about it. But they had all those wide receivers. They had their quarterback who missed a game with a concussion and learned a very valuable lesson from it. They lost an inside linebacker in Nick Barnett and replaced him with a guy that frankly played better than he was in Desmond Bishop. That's also why depth matters. Andrew Carbliss was good enough at tight end for them to live without Jermichael Finley because of what else they had around him. But they had all their offensive linemen, too. Let's not forget that. That was a pretty important piece. They lost Tausch, and what did they have to replace him? Just their first-round pick. So that's where depth comes in. I don't know about this team. I don't know about its depth. I have a sneaking suspicion that it is not good enough. And if they have injuries in some key spots, they don't have somebody good enough to step in. But again, we're going to see how it all unfolds, and it all begins tomorrow with the first practice of training camp. All right, well, it's time for trivia. What is the category? Did you have any role in the questions, and what caller would you like?
Well, so I'm a little confused coming into today, Jason, to be honest, because typically all of last week when I was filling in Today I'm confused because I was providing the trivia questions all of last week, and then I look at Jesse's show sheet today because he still does it when he's co-hosting, making sure he still does his producer duties as he always does here for Wilde and Tausch. He wrote his own trivia questions. So I guess Jesse's running the ship for trivia today?
That's because, have you ever played, oh no, I can't remember the name of the game.
Perfect.
I can't remember the name of the game.
Shoots and Ladders.
You make a timeline out of it. You guess the year. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of this game. I'll figure it out. It's a really fun game.
Radio.
You draw a card and the year is on it. You have to guess if it was before or after whatever you have in front of you for a previous event. So it'll say like the Golden Gate Bridge was constructed in San Francisco, and you have to decide, okay, was that before or after Alaska became a state? And then you race to 10 to get it. So for today's trivia category, Training Camp Eve, which year of training camp was it?
That game doesn't sound fun at all.
It's a lot of fun. I can't remember the name of the game, but it's a lot of fun. It's it can be obscure things. Like the first jar of peanut butter was manufactured. I wonder what year that was. Was it the 1400s? Was it 2010? I don't know.
1400s.
Yeah, that's the fun of it. It's a fun game. Chronology. That's the name of it. It's a fun game.
Was this like a board game, a card game?
Yeah. It's kind of like Trivial Pursuit.
Were you like the only person who owned this game?
No,
I've never heard of this in my life.
We love this game. Next time we have a little shindig. Next year after the AmFam Championship, when everyone comes over to my house, Jason will come over, you'll come over, and we're all going to play Chronology.
Oh, no, we're not.
Which year of training camp was it? Is today's trivia category.
I'll be honest, I've never heard of this game.
No.
It sounds interesting. It doesn't sound fun.
You learn, you compete. It's a lot.
Sounds like school.
Tausch would love this game. Chronology.
By the way, for those of you who are wondering, commercial jars of peanut butter were first widely sold in 1908, not the 1400s.
Ah, see? That's interesting.
Close, though. I don't know when they started canning things, but apparently it was not at the same time as Gutenberg and a printing
that's
press.
why Lincoln never had Skippy.
Cool. All right, what caller are we taking?
11.
Caller 11 for Chronology Trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776.
What year of training camp was it in the style of Chronology, Jason?
What came first, Associated Bank or the Green Bay Packers in Chronology? Well, I can tell you it was Associated Bank because the Packers were created in a meeting room at Associated Bank. And I think at the Green Bay Press-Gazette offices as well. But Associated Bank, not only are they the bank of the Packers, but they're the bank of the Brewers as well. And you get all kinds of great perks when it comes to Associated Bank and Brewers checking. Whether it's express entry through the Associated Bank gate, whether it's a discount at the Packers Pro Shop, or Packers, at the Brewers team store, whether it's discounts on tickets or on the 5K and 10K Famous Racing Sausages walk and run, or on the Brewers Academy. All those things and more come with your Associated Bank Brewers checking account. So go to associatedbank.com/brewers to find out more. We'll play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tausch here for the great team at Everlight Solar. There's a bunch of energy and excitement around both the championship push for baseball in Milwaukee and the start of brand new football seasons in Green Bay and Madison. And speaking of energy, here's an idea. How'd you like to start saving money while also helping save the planet? All you have to do, make the energy switch with Everlight Solar. Our family is one of many who made the switch to solar over the last several years. We had known for a while we wanted to make the switch, but at the time we weren't exactly sure where to even start. That's when we met with Everlight Solar, and they outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. Super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
It's a big year for Luke Fickell.
There's a heightened awareness as we roll into fall camp. You know, that first game in particular is something we got to be incredibly ready for.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I and the pros, I've learned confidence starts with what you wear. Right now through August 2nd, get 50% off all Iron Jock large logo hoodies and tees with code BUTCH50. Iron Jock gear features moisture-wicking fabric, four-way stretch, anti-static performance, and silver ion technology that helps fight odor-causing bacteria. Built for performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Experience the future of recovery at World Health. They've brought Escape Robotic Massage to Madison, the world's first AI-powered, fully automated therapeutic massage that's customized to your body every time. Using advanced body scanning, Escape maps your muscles and delivers precision-calibrated pressure to release tension, reduce inflammation, and accelerate recovery. Book your Escape session at World Health and feel what the future of wellness really feels like. World Health, your body optimized.
Will Tucker Kraft be the NFL's highest paid tight end?
I think we all know that Tucker Kraft, when healthy, is one of the best tight ends in the league.
Your home for green and gold coverage. The ESPN Wisconsin app and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Without further ado, time now for trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Cool down with the summer shake from Cousin Subs. Enjoy 4 delicious flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and mint. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. And by Vortex Golf. Trivia winners this week receive a hat, ball marker, sticker, and a blade rangefinder courtesy of Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
I feel like Big Voice Guy says strawberry in there.
He kind of does. Yeah.
Blueberry, strawberry. Yeah. Let's play some trivia. Let's welcome in Jake from Jesse's favorite city in all of America, Mugwanago.
Oh,
Jake, good morning.
No.
How you doing?
Good morning. Good. How are you doing?
Now, it's not Jake who was your arch nemesis from Mugwanago.
No, that's Ryan. That's Ryan.
We haven't heard from him in a while.
Oh, I heard from him when I stepped in on Kyle and Brust a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, snap.
Good. I'm glad Ryan is still your arch nemesis.
He's a huge fan of the show.
Yeah. Let's welcome in. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. This is Jake. I'm distracted by the breaking news from Adam Schefter that singer Madison Beer has announced her engagement to Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert. So for those of you that are following that,
big news.
Not sure I needed that alert, but I got it anyway. All right, Jake.
How has Madison Beer not headlined any, like, the Dane County Fair or State Fair?
Is she bigger than that? Is she bigger than that?
I mean, she's pretty big time, but you get, like, if you're the state of Wisconsin tourism, you got to pay whatever it takes to get Madison Beer to represent something in the state of Wisconsin. Like, get her a Summerfest.
Get her a Badger game.
She's got to be her something. Yeah, Madison Beer.
We don't pay. We still do pay royalties. We just don't play royalty music.
There you go.
What does she sing?
Songs.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you a single one of them.
You guys are the worst. You're the younger people. You're supposed to help me on this. Jake, question 1 is this. Aaron Rodgers breaks his silence after months of speculation about him being disgruntled after trade rumors circulated before round 1 of the NFL draft. Which training camp was it? Was it 2021, 2017, or every offseason with Aaron Rodgers for about 4 years felt the same?
Well, I like C, but I'm going to go with A.
Well done, Jake. 1 for 1. Jesse, question 2.
Brett Favre flies into Green Bay on family night, ready to return to play for the Packers after announcing his retirement at a press conference several months prior. He eventually would be traded to the New York Jets. Which year of training camp was it? Was it 2007, 2008, or 2009?
Let's go 2008.
What a summer
Remember
it
it
was.
like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Even though it was 18 years ago.
That'll move the chains.
Cluster, you know what that was. Still, my favorite part of that is Rodgers punching in the code to get into the player's lot, and a kid who's about 10 years old cussing him out, calling him the F word and stuff, which...
I've since apologized.
Oh, that's parenting. Jesse was a little older, so I know it wasn't him.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
All right, Jake, opportunity here to go 3 for 3 and stick it to Jesse for his dislike of McGuanago.
Jake seems like he'd be a good chronology player from the sounds of it.
Jesse, that game sounds brutal.
It just doesn't. It sounds like you can learn a lot. It doesn't
fun.
sound fun
You
or
can, like,
easy.
Because if
It sounds
someone
difficult.
gets it wrong, then you go for the steal, and you got to figure out. Okay, they said before 1500, and that wasn't right. I've got 1360 to 1490. Do I put it in there? Do I go before 1360? There's a lot of strategy to the game. It's a fun timeline game.
Maybe in high school history class, but that's about it.
Exactly. Great class for Mr. Marcheski to have with his students. Not so much, in my opinion, anyway, for fun at Jesse Nelson's house. All right, question 3, Jake, is this: to challenge Mason Crosby, who struggled at times the previous season. I don't know if this is even accurate. The Packers bring in kicker Sam Ficken to challenge Crosby for the job, or at least in Jesse Nelson's mind, to challenge Crosby for the job. I thought this was going to be a Giorgio Tavecchio question. It's not. Crosby wins the competition, and Ficken is cut during training camp. Crosby proceeds to play 4 more seasons in Green Bay.
He's not even close to being done.
Which year of training camp was it? Was that 2017, 2018, or 2019 for Kickin' Sam Ficken?
Well, let's go ABC, so C.
You figured out your pattern. First of all, it was Giorgio Tavecchio, or as Mike McCarthy called him, Sergio, because he didn't know his name. That was 2013 of training camp
that was
after a
time.
struggle in 2012. This time, I don't think 2018 was so bad that Sam Ficken was brought in for competition.
18 was the year Crosby missed like 5 in a game in Detroit. Remember that?
He did. He had a very
game?
bad stretch. There's no doubt about it. But only one person, not even Sam Ficken's parents, thought he was winning that job, but Jesse Nelson did.
Yep.
That turned out to not be the case in 2019. Jake, way to stick it to the Muskego guy. You got all 3 right. That means you got 4 entries into our drawing on Friday. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right. Love you guys.
I love
Even
you guys.
Jesse.
Love you too, Jake.
That is Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf. We get to Whoa, Rye Guy. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
Every kid deserves a chance to have fun, and that's what Paul's Party is all about. Paul's Party is a Madison area nonprofit helping kids with physical disabilities experience the joy of sports. They fund expensive recreational equipment and activities like sled hockey gear, chairs for track, tennis and basketball, and much more, so more kids can enjoy the fun. Because at Paul's Party, sports are for everyone. Learn more or make a donation today at paulsparty.org. That's paulsparty.org.
Is this the turning point for Luke Fickell?
We want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. And the ones that want to be about that are the ones that are here.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Join Buck and Honeys for Sun Prairie Night with the Madison Mallards on Saturday, August 2nd at 4 p.m. Get there early to score an exclusive Colonel Corn Maynard bobblehead presented by Buck and Honeys and Sunshine Place while supplies last. Celebrate the Sun Prairie community, support Sunshine Place, and keep the fun going before or after the game. Plus, celebrate Wisconsin hospitality at the Buck and Honey's nearest you in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. We'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
I'm going to be honest with you, Jesse. The private talk and text line has been lighting up with harsh critiques of your pushing of the game chronology.
You know what? Tomorrow I'm coming to Green Bay. You're doing the show from the sidelines at training camp practice that you've already said is going to be super boring and probably nothing of significance going to happen. So I'm going to bring chronology, and if training camp practice stinks, during Whoa Nelly tomorrow, we're playing around a chronology, and we're going to see how fun it is.
God help us all. Time now instead for Whoa Rye Guy.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Speaking of Nelly, I did listen to your guys' show yesterday, and I heard that Jesse, you did a great job as a producer to help fill in Jason about all the stuff he missed last week. I believe you guys did play the game of Did You Hear This?
We
correct?
did. Yeah, that was
It was
fun.
very well done. There was a lot that was said last week, especially how boring walk-off home runs are, put you right to bed, all that kind of stuff. Some great
Why do I have a feeling that Woolie's got something up his sleeve?
Well, you have that feeling, Jason, because I don't think that was the best thing said on the show last week. There was something Jesse Nelson took a victory lap for the question he asked Brian Balaga, his comp for the Brewers to the 2014-15 Made Him Believe Badgers basketball team.
I had a great week last week.
It was a solid week, but I think the biggest...
I had a great week last week.
But Jason, the hottest take that Jesse had last week by far was about the Milwaukee Brewers and one Garrett Mitchell. Let me go ahead and play it for you.
Garrett Mitchell has surpassed J.J. Hardy in the all-time attractive Brewers power rankings.
Whoa, Nelly!
He is number one now.
When does training camp start?
Jason, what do you think of Jesse's hottest take of the week?
I was surprised, too.
Hot guys on baseball teams with Jesse Nelson.
It was pretty much it.
We were in 117 when Miz was going against Freddie Peralta last Monday. Garrett Mitchell got something like dirt in his eye or something, had to step out of the box. They were working on his contact, and 2 of the ladies sit next to me. I'll help you, Garrett. And I'm like, whoa. And then I asked the important questions, and after independent research, I have concluded Garrett Mitchell has surpassed J.J. Hardy.
Whoa, Nelly!
Was J.J. Hardy the slam dunk? Do we need to reach out to like Front Row Amy to be the arbiter of this?
I don't think so. I think I feel good about the research I've put in and concluded.
I will
from
say,
this.
though, Jesse, the scenario you build about being in Section 117, the ladies who can't look away from Garrett Mitchell when he's got a sty in his eye or whatever, it just feels like I don't believe that part of this story. I think this is just a take you had that you were just too afraid to present.
You think I'm sitting there looking up the Jumbotron going, man.
Making this up about these ladies.
I think it's pretty similar to we need to start having a conversation about Pat Murphy. Conversation about May of last year. Jesse was like, some people are saying, some people at this party were saying we might need to start talking about Pat Murphy when really it was Jesse talking about Pat Murphy.
This is a much more informed,
it can be
researched opinion.
I think it can still be informed and researched if you're the one who created it.
Okay, so I think I'm right about it.
He's pretty passionate about it, Jason.
I
love the fact that he's now. You did this to embarrass him, and he's all in. He's still defending it.
Look. Tausch wanted nothing to do with this topic last week.
Yes, I heard him.
Ryan brought it up. I texted the group because I thought it was a compelling conversation to have. Tausch wanted nothing to do with it. Ryan brought it up in Wonelli. Everybody's texting in last week with all their, like Keon Broxton getting some votes.
It was a hot conversation.
It was
Sal Frelick, Salvatore.
Sal Frelick was getting some love. A lot of the current Brewers, I think they're a hot team. One of the best teams in baseball right now.
They're a hot team.
Not last night. Plane was delayed for 5 hours, but besides that, they're a good squad. And Garrett Mitchell, I think, is captain of the ship. And I've concluded from research.
He has been very hot recently.
I have
Joey Ortiz
before
also.
Me.
Joey Ortiz.
Luis Lara.
According to Ranker.com, the 40 hottest baseball players in 2026. And according to Ranker.com, number 4 is Christian Yelich.
Yeah, he's got a fan club. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but he's got a fan club.
He was on Sports Illustrated's body issue at one point, I think, right? Wasn't he?
That was during the MVP days.
2018, 2019.
Yeah. Do you become less handsome when you're not winning the MVP award? Paul Goldschmidt was also on the Harper's Bazaar 2017 list. So apparently Paul's got some staying power as a handsome fella. I am afraid to report. I see Mike Trout is on here. I do not see.
Never heard of him.
Yeah,
another Brewers player.
It's been AWOL
on this list.
Mike Trout's played the same amount of playoff games as I have.
And could he play second base?
Yeah, exactly, right?
He'd be better off playing second base for the Mallards and playing for that disastrous franchise in Anaheim.
Win a championship that way.
Byron Buxton, Freddie Freeman, but no other Brewers making the list. But Christian Yelich at number 4.
Brewers snubbed again. Go figure.
Was J.J. Hardy good looking? That's the I didn't.
Jason.
I guess I didn't realize.
Jason.
I never knew it either, Jason.
As I said when this came up last week, they're from like 2007 to 11, or I don't know exactly the years that J.J. Hardy was here in Milwaukee.
You should have made this part of the chronology game. What you're doing right now.
From roughly 2007 to 2011, every female in the state of Wisconsin, regardless of age, had a J.J. Hardy jersey and or crush. J.J. Hardy was the
bee's knees.
Yes. Yes, he was.
Okay.
Whoa, Nelly!
I think Tausch had it right. Whoa, Nellying this immediately.
You're the one looking up Ranker.com. I'd hate to be in your algorithm for the next 24 hours.
Honestly,
I don't know what you're going to be getting.
Jason, I think your research was far better than Jesse's, honestly.
It was not!
Jesse's was just walking around AmFam, just asking people over a Coors Light, hey, who do you think is the hottest brewer right now?
Making up fictional women in his section.
Exactly.
Was Yount regarded attractive back in the day?
I thought we Wonelli'd this.
No, I think Paul Molitor was viewed.
Molitor did get a number of texts last week. Yeah, a lot of Molitor.
Not a lot of Gorman Thomas, I don't think, though, on the list. I'm sorry, Wooly. Did you have another topic before we stop?
That was all. I wanted to give Jesse his time to shine once more. I didn't want to let that one pass by.
Did we get a lot of texts? Not now, but then?
Then, yes. Actually, we got like a page of texts. It was a lot.
Everyone's got an opinion. They just don't have a platform to say it. So if I have to be the hero that Brewers fans need to be able to have this conversation, then so be it.
And you know what we say to that on this show? Thank you for your service, Jesse Nelson.
On to training camp.
Tausch did say it right there.
Yeah.
We would need training camp to start. That will be tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. Start the process now with Walney Legal Group of getting your estate planning in order. I have gotten it started. I've filled out the form to get started. I got to figure out all those assets that the Wildes have, of course. But more importantly, I have finally started the process after putting it off over and over and over again. And Kelly and Ito have been awesome helping me through that process because that's what Walney Legal Group specializes in. Estate planning, wills, trusts, probate, elder care, and special needs planning. They call it an uncomfortable necessity, and that is the perfect phrase for it. And I focused on the uncomfortable part and didn't do a very good job on the necessity part. Now I'm doing both because I have got the process started, and you need to start the process too. It's smooth, it's easy, and it's as painless as could be. They take care of you from start to finish. They call it lawyering the way it should be, and it's simple. Clear communication, niche expertise, personal service, and a modern approach. So don't be one of those 84%ers who have not gotten their affairs in order. Do it now, and do it with Walney Legal Group. Go to walneylegal.com. That is WALNY legal.com to start the conversation no matter what phase you're in. We will wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Brewers are the hottest team in baseball.
Garrett Mitchell has surpassed J.J. Hardy in the all-time attractive Brewers power rankings. He is number one now.
When does training camp start?
This is Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. Wisconsin football officially released their 2026 roster Monday morning, and while you'll certainly recognize names like Mason Posa and Cooper Catalano, head coach Luke Fickell believes number 2 in the secondary, Javen Robinson, is a guy fans will want to keep an eye on this season.
J-Rob is a guy that has just, I don't want to say exceeded all expectations. I thought he was a good player, a really good player on film, but I think that his ability to grow a little bit and get a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, he's probably the fastest guy on the team with a really good head on his shoulders and a guy that's been a really good leader for us.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be who's doing the installation. It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweta metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out their full lineup of vehicles and find the one that's right for you, or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Remember when a piggy bank held your biggest savings? Here at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, we're breaking ours wide open to give away cash prizes in July. Be here Friday, July 31st, when 24 winners will each get $1,000 cash, plus a piggy bank that could boost those prizes up to $5,000. Then one grand prize winner will take home up to $25,000 cash. We're giving away up to $83,000 in cash prizes during our Piggy Bank Boost promotion. The piggy bank is overflowing at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
The Brewers are the hottest team in baseball.
Garrett Mitchell has surpassed J.J. Hardy in the all-time attractive Brewers power rankings. He is number one now.
When does training camp start?
This is Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
All right, Jesse, before we go, tell us who the Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years was.
A lot of people guessing this one correctly. The clue, again, this defensive player started 40 regular season games during 3 seasons in Green Bay, but may be most known for tweeting this, and I quote, "Not going out of my way anymore, and I'm not playing through injuries anymore, because when blank goes wrong, they always use it against you. Focus on yourself and your mental. 59. You owe it to yourself." Of course, that was Devondre Campbell.
We will pick a winner who will get $500 gift card to Steinhoffel's this week. That's it for us today. Training camp starts tomorrow, and we will be there. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this Sports Center Update